We've had like Ghana, like Africa, and
That's
then like
cool.
the idea is people map their own neighborhoods and then like leave them here and you can like look at the maps.
So how did you guys get the idea to make like a golf course type thing?
Well, it started basically with just like wanting to create a recreational activity because like there's lots of I guess like arts projects or things like that happening in Brooklyn, but there aren't a lot of fun recreational activities, especially like affordable ones. And if there are, like you go to Manhattan or whatever, you go to the museum, like you don't, they're not like in Brooklyn, like in your neighborhoods. Like I live here, a lot of people that do this project live here in Bushwick. So we just want to do that, and I loved miniature golf as a kid. Like play with my dad. Like I've never played golf. Like, it's not like none of us are golfers. But I just play miniature golf. And there's just none of that here. And so it's like kids who have never been exposed to miniature golf in the city will be able to play here. And then like people who, you know, New York, there's like half the people are like from somewhere else really. So like grew up somewhere else and now live here. It's in a country or it's another state or whatever. So the idea is that people who used to play can come and now partake in that. And it's also, each hole is run by a different team of artists or architects.
Right.
So it's a great way to involve local artists who there's so many of and they do amazing work, but you don't see it very often. Either it's in like a gallery, which like you can't go to all the galleries, like I don't know who does. It's also kind of boring sometimes. Or like it's an architecture firm that does projects that who knows, like, you know, wealthy residences. So now that it's here and you can like experience it and like engage with it and whatnot. So
they donated all the designs and everything?
Well, they donated all their time and we gave each of the teams like a material stipend of $500 maximum. And a lot of people didn't even use that much. So, because it's the theme of the course is urban sustainability, we say. So it's like, it's sustainable in terms of material usage, so it's a lot of recycled materials. People like walk in and like, oh yeah, it's like the best looking trash I've ever seen. It's not trash exactly, but it kind of is. I mean, it's a lot of, even the wood was recycled, a lot of it. Bottles, car parts, furniture stacked up over there, painted white, like whatever it is. So it was pretty cheap to build in the first place, and then they donated their time. It took us about 3 weeks, like just constructing it.
Wow.
And then we got all this wood, as you can see, is like the shipping pallets they use for shipping. And then we made the deck and the shack all out of that. So it was all free. They just donated it, like, you know, local businesses who just like need to get rid of it all the time. So.
Yeah.
So
cool.
How did you get the funding to like pay the artists to do this?
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, we basically went into like a little bit of debt, kind of, and we're slowly trying to repay some of the money. So we want to pay our rent and pay the artist stipend and just keep this basically this. But all the people who work here, like myself, we're all volunteers. So everyone donates their time, 1 shift a week usually, like 4 hours a week. That's kind of how we do it.
And how long have you guys, when was your opening day?
June 6th we opened, so a little 2 months ago.
Right, and has business been good?
It's on nicer days, it's good, yeah. On a weekend we can get a couple hundred people in there, which is cool.
Wow.
And people come from all over, like we were voted one of the best artsy dates by like Time Out News. So we have like people coming on dates all the time and like people drive from the Bronx, it's great. And it's nice to like show people like our neighborhood and expose them to like this kind of project, which is like a land transformation. And hope they can take that back and be like, and like when I started this project at least, I'd walk around and I'd see these like unused spaces, like where like developers have bought land and then like the recession came, so like they don't build anything on it, or like it's gonna be a condo someday and it's like, oh crap, waiting for it to happen, but it's just totally vacant. So it's nice to use those spaces so people like hopefully see them now and maybe some other projects can happen. I don't know.
Did you have to like rent out this space or did you just come in?
No, we're actually really legal. We wanted to make it legal so that like kids could play, like parents wouldn't be worried about like them hurting themselves and whatnot. So we leased this land. It's industrial land, so it's pretty cheap. It's just, you know, parking.
Yeah.
Like that, and I don't think it was used before we got it. So.
Wow. And sorry, do you have a question? Did I interrupt you?
Yeah. How long do you plan on staying here? And is there any like goals that you want to like take this further? Like, anything else you want to do with this?
Absolutely. So so how long we're going to be here? Until the beginning of September or October, we're not quite sure yet. We actually have to decide that soon in terms of like whether we can make enough money to stay open and there's enough volunteers to run it. So about another month or 2. And the idea here is not like, well, first of all, we want people to have fun. We want people to come and like, really enjoy it, but then also to like think about the ideas behind it. Like there's a lot of ideas that each artist put into each hole. I hope that like that kind of spurs some thinking about like the way we throw things away all the time, or maybe like how we get around in the city. There's a whole about transportation, things like that. And then ultimately we want people to think about like, wow, this was like an empty lot, and you can see the pictures of it. Oops. Before we went, but like it was an empty lot, and then like we you know, like a bunch of people, volunteers got together and made this. And so it's like taking that away, that you can basically take a space and for very little money transform it or use it. I mean, there's a lot of community gardens that do that, a lot of things like that. And that, you know, you can create a space that's accessible to everyone, it's affordable, that anyone can participate in. And this is like a public space people can come and hang out in. And that's really nice, because especially in this like kind of industrial part of like Bushwick, it's like, I mean, where do you go? There's like there's a coffee shops, but I don't know, I don't drink coffee. So it's nice to have a space people can come and hang out in, something like that, yeah.
And what is there an organization behind you, or how did this get started?
It was just me originally, and then talking to friends, and other people got involved. And then it's just volunteers and anyone in the neighborhood. Now there's a lot of people who saw it in the neighborhood, because there's a lot of Bushwick people helping out, and that's kind of how it kind of started. But it's all volunteer run, and it's not backed by any nonprofit or anything, so we're able to do whatever we want, kind of here.
Wow.
We have educational workshops. Like today, there was a camp, an architecture camp actually. Didn't know that existed. That came and played, and like we talked about it a little bit. And we have like local schools who'd like to come and stuff like that. And then we have movies, free movies on Thursday nights. So we have a sort of a series of events that like utilizes the space more. Yeah.
Where do you play the movies?